I am worn out from watching the first 3 rounds of the NFL draft. Pick after pick after pick, starting with the second overall pick. I was on the edge of my seat waiting for his name to be called because he is him. He is he. He is it. He should have gone first overall. And the NFL should be ashamed of itself for what it has now done over 3 rounds of the draft to Shedeur Sanders. I'm worn out because I'm so sickened and I'm so saddened over what this league just did to this kid and in turn to his father. I've been doing this for a long time. You can look at my track record on the draft. I'm pretty good, especially at the quarterbacks, at picking the quarterbacks. I would have taken Shedeur Sanders first overall, and I dug in on this before the college football season even started. I would have taken him second overall if I were the Cleveland Browns. I definitely would have taken him third overall if I were the New York Football Giants. It was outrageously obvious that he's the best thrower of the football in the draft. He's the best pure passer in the draft. He's the toughest college quarterback I have ever witnessed. Over and over, watched every snap he took for 2 years at Colorado. The most deadly accurate thrower of the football in all of college football has not been drafted over 3 rounds. The clutchest quarterback I saw in all of college football, again and again and again, has not been drafted for 3 effing rounds of the draft. Why is that? Is it about football or is it personal? The NFL should be ashamed because I don't know what you want to call this. Shedeur and his father got blackballed, or if you want to call it whiteballed, call it whiteballed. Whatever it was, they got balled out. They got voted out. It's like a secret memo was distributed. Don't take him. Let's teach him a lesson. Let's teach Deion a lesson. You can't act like that. It's got to be personal because it cannot be about football. If we're just doing football, and my friend Mel Kiper has been doing this almost as long as I have. If we're doing football, Mel Kiper, who's no fool, had Shedeur Sanders ranked 5th overall on his big board, 1 notch ahead of Cam Ward. I had him first. So if it's not football, what is it? Are there racial undertones here? Racist undertones? You be the judge. Racism is so hard to sort of grasp and prove, but it just stinks. It smells of racist undertones, of too many white people in charge in this league who just roll their eyes at both father and son at Colorado. I think it's personal because I think they said, we're going to teach Deion a lesson because you can't have a DJ in the locker room before games and at halftime. I think they said, let's teach the father a lesson that you can't let the kid make $3 million a year in college football and drive 3 or 4 different exotic cars and drape himself with all kinds of NFL-style high-pick jewelry, superstar jewelry. You can't let him tap his watch. It's my time. Hey, I'm here to tell you, none of that matters. If you can play, you can play. Deion was as brash and arrogant as you could get. But he worked hard at his craft, and he was the greatest cornerback ever, and he backed it up. Nobody ever backed up brash and arrogant more than Deion Sanders backed it up. On the football field, on the baseball field at the highest level, on the track and field at the highest level. greatest athlete I ever saw was Deion Sanders. Deion is not a detriment to his son. He is an all-time positive. Greatness flows through this kid's veins. He's it. He's a winner. He's a leader. If you spend any time around, he's really a good young man. I don't understand any of this. He did an interview. Is he confident? Yeah. Is he cocky? I don't know. How do you, where's that fine line between confident and cocky? Can he back it up? You better believe he can back it up. He was raised around greatness, and he will step onto an NFL field wherever he goes, wherever it is. He's going to go somewhere. Somebody's going to give him some shot. Wherever he goes, he's going to step on the football field like he belongs on it, because he was raised to believe he belongs on it. As he tweeted going into the draft, I'm built for this. For whatever happens, great or bad, I'm built. He was built for this. Again, I can't go, it's obviously not a black quarterback issue, because we're way past that. Now black quarterbacks aren't just the norm. They're it, man. Everybody wants a black quarterback. Cam Ward went first overall. Jalen Milroe went, what was he, the third quarterback pick. So it's not a black quarterback issue. It's a Deion Shedeur issue. And there are racist undertones to it. Too many white people in charge are just saying, no, we don't do it that way, Deion. We don't raise our quarterbacks that way to do those things. He was raised to be a pocket passer, a pro pocket passer, because that's what he does. And if you think he's some spoiled brat diva, just put on the tape. Watch him get sacked more than anybody in college football the last 2 years. The first year because he had a terrible offensive line. The second year because he had a slightly better offensive line. But he just tried to do too much to win football games for the father he loves with all of his heart and soul. He knows he held the ball too long occasionally at Colorado. But all he did was lead the nation in completion percentage. All he did was make clutch throw after clutch throw. All he did was run for many key first downs on call plays, on read options, on quarterback draws, and on scrambles. He's really good rolling out, throwing the football. Born to be a pocket passer. Plays bigger than his measurements, 6'1.5", 212. Just plays bigger, always looked bigger, carries himself bigger. There's nothing not to like about him. The arm strength is Brady-esque. It's, to me, above average. Got no problem throwing the deepest deep ball. No problem putting a little mustard on the toughest out routes to throw. I don't know. There's nothing not to like. It's just personal against Deion and Shedeur. We don't do it that way. And you can't tell me that a lot of these white decision makers, maybe black decision, I'll make this colorblind, that they're afraid of Deion. They're afraid that Deion's going to come and coach his kid, that he's going to take over their franchise. He's going to take the coach's job. He's going to take an executive's job. He's going to run the franchise. He's the best interview in sports. I love the man. I love what he's made of. You know, Deion Sanders has God in his heart. And I don't know Shedeur, but I'm pretty sure he's got God in his heart because he was raised to have God in his heart by mom and dad. So this is high quality, high character, big, strong football backbone. It's everything you could want. And yet, this league is built on sheepthink. They're all running scared because a lot of them just don't know nothing. A lot of blind fools out there running these drafts. Seriously, I've been doing this for almost 50 years. I've known so many idiots running these drafts. You look back at their picks and you say, what were you thinking? I could have done better than that. And so they run like sheep. It's sheep think. And if, wait a second, Tennessee never even considered Shedeur? Wait, Cleveland never said a peep about Shedeur Sanders? Wait, the Giants, they passed him twice. They had 2 shots, and they said no twice to Shedeur Sanders? Well, then we can't say yes. We'd look like fools, right? And then the deeper the problem here is, because he is the son of that man, that the deeper you get into the draft after we go through 3 rounds, now teams are going to be scared to death to take Shedeur because of the onslaught of scrutiny, the explosive, magnified scrutiny that's going to be on this kid and your organization over why did he fall so far? And obviously, he's become the biggest story in the history of the NFL draft in a bad way. And so the attention focused on him is going to be so enormous, just so overwhelming, that now teams are going to say, I don't want to do that. I don't want that. Leave me alone. We don't want that distraction. Now Shedeur's become the all-time distraction because they all banded together and did this to him, and now nobody's going to break ranks. I tweeted about this because I don't know. I'm shocked tonight. I sat on the edge of my seat because Cleveland had 2 picks in the first 4 in the second round, and I just thought, I was texting with my brother Lil Wayne. We were both shocked about, obviously, last night. Nothing happened. He knows Shedeur better than I do, and he thought he should have gone first to Tennessee also. But we're like, well, now what? And Wayne texted me back. He was in Green Bay last night, and he said, well, he's going to Cleveland because they got 2 shots. No. And then Pittsburgh didn't have, obviously, a second-round pick, but they had a third-round pick. And so Adam Schefter's, before the draft even started tonight, the second round and third round, but before the second, Adam Schefter, who knows his stuff, he said, well, it feels like the floor tonight could be 83. Pittsburgh comes back into the draft at 83. Nope, I can't even remember who they took, but they obviously didn't take Shedeur. Tom Brady's team. Tom Brady, who reportedly had impact inside the franchise. He had decision-making responsibility in their draft room. Supposedly mentored and coached Shedeur all the way up. The Raiders passed on him. My Dallas Cowboys, I was just begging Jerry, just take him. You can just have him on your back burner for 2 years. Just let Dak play it out. And then you've got your Super Bowl in sight. Because Shedeur is going to be way better than Dak ever thought about being. Shedeur has guts. Shedeur has big game, big play capability that Dak Prescott does not have. Trust me, I'm on record. All these teams that passed him, they're all going to be ashamed and regret it ultimately, and they're going to get shamed ultimately. And I love what Deion said. When it gets this ludicrous, then it's a God thing. Then God has a plan for him, and he's going to work. God is in mysterious ways. Shedeur's going to wind up someplace that we can't see right now. I don't know. He may go undrafted, and then will somebody allow him to come to camp and try to win the third-string job? Wherever it is, whatever it is, he's obviously going to play with a chip on his shoulder. He's obviously going to be driven to prove this league wrong, which I love because it is so wrong. The NFL just looks so bad, so shamefully bad. But in the end, I promise you, I feel very strongly about this. The ultimate winner is still going to be the son of Deion Sanders. Remember I said it. Book it. And you, NFL, should be so ashamed of yourself.